What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Um, I'm here because um, kind of wanted to do some drawing today, and yeah, I'm just doing some art today. To make sure that I just enjoy some art and shit like that. So that's what we're doing today. Um, yeah, and while I do the art, I'm gonna actually be responding to another Jubilee video. I just like I forget how fucked up and funny Jubilee videos can actually be. And yeah, let's begin. So just watching this Jubilee video, it's it's pretty fucking funny. Let's actually just go to the let's go to the picture that I'm working on. Oh god, okay, that's that. um I'm still working on it, just trying to get like the different angles that I want to get, and probably even I need to get a new camera. I need to get a new second camera because this camera I fucked it up a minute ago. But I'm just working on the angles and shit like that, and allow me to actually bring up the Jubilee. If you got any questions or something like that, you can go ahead and ask me. Um, I'm still working on it, just trying to get a picture of what I want to. Um, but it's telling. It is fucking telling about what's going on with this Jubilee video. And I saw some of it. I watched some of it. I was actually streaming it through Hasanabi, and yeah, this is one of those things where I just like, no, I had to have you guys be able to watch this shit. And yeah, no. Let's work on this and work on this art because this is fucking amazing. So let me let me go ahead and put the headphones in and get it started up, and we can actually watch this shit. I don't need to watch it. I've watched some of it. I know what they all look like, and yeah, let's actually watch this shit. All right, so let's go. Start. What did I just? There we go. Let's start.
I had my very first escort session. I had this background feeling that I was gonna feel like gross. And then I remember like I went through the session and I left and I was walking down the street with like a couple $1,000s in my pockets. And I was like, who exploited who here?
This is why we first say sex work is work. Anybody that shits on sex workers, one, they're fucking prudes. Like, really, you shouldn't shit on sex workers. They actually help support our economy. They're one of the oldest professions in the world, and they help a lot of people. Now, is it toxic and bad parts of sex work? Of course, there's toxic and bad parts about every job, but the way people shit on sex workers is no. That's not what we're gonna. That's not what we do here on this channel, in this community, in this small part of the community that I run. We don't shit on sex workers. But let's go.
Step forward if you agree. I judge the other side.
Boy, oh boy, nothing
It's hard
like.
for me to reconcile, unfortunately, like sex work as like noble or something that
Nothing like those Christian values of do not judge lest ye be judged, right? Nothing like them, boy. Boy. This just says a lot about those Christian values, right? Let's go.
it's necessary for society.
Totally understand. But also, one of the oldest professions is sex work. One of the things that almost every human does in the world is sex. So the idea that we actually do this for money isn't too far out of the ordinary, you know? My dad was a pastor. So it's like, understand, I didn't
He was a church boy. Oh my God. He was a church boy. He was a church boy. Oh shit. All right, let's go.
grow up in an idea where like sex work was okay. But I did grow up in an idea where it's like, I want to learn, I want to experiment. And one of the things I wanted to always learn about was what my body does. So like what made you?
Did he just make the what that dick do type argument or what that tongue do type argument? Okay. Oh shit. I'm steady hitting this, and I'm not trying to, but yeah. Let's go.
You decided what put you in a place where you decided, is it a religious? Or
Yeah, so it's definitely a Jesus thing. Like, Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and so
All right, so I'm gonna say this, and no disrespect to anyone in my audience that are Christian, and like I love y'all. If you know, if you have a commitment, and I was actually talking with a friend of mine earlier today about this whole conversation, and ironically, that person is actually a Christian too, and there's a thing with a lot of Christians where it's not about wanting to actually set themselves aside for the benefit of their religion. It's as a moral thing, like, no, I'm better than you because I choose not to have sex and you're dirty, and you can tell that that's what her idea and her mantra is, that she's like, oh no, you're dirty, so because you're dirty and decide to have sex, you're less than. And I fucking hate people like that. Hate these judgmental people, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Shinto. It's harmful and hateful. And not only that, but it leads you to thinking yourself higher than other people. And that's not good. And not only is it good for the person that you think you're better than, it also leads to a lot of people actually it leads to kind of a self-doubt almost. It leads to a what do they say? Pride becomes for a fall. And this is an instance where it's just definitely pride. And yeah, no, it sucks. And it leaves people feeling like shit. When they make the mark, when they don't make the mark, they just feel like shit. And then if they do decide to explore their sexuality or their bodies, it makes people, it just fills them with shame. And again, this is not a shaming channel. So yeah, let's go.
I totally believe that that part of me is something to be shared intimately with the person I'm choosing to spend my life with.
Can I ask the disagreeers to step forward?
I don't judge you. I just don't understand why you would give people access to your body in that manner, which opens you up to so many more risks with like
that you're judging. You're judging. You're literally judging. Because if you're going to say, I don't judge you, but I don't understand how you can open yourself, you're fucking judging. And just be a woman about it. Just be a woman about it. By the way, I seen her walk and go, yeah, this chick in a gray dress, she got some thick thighs, boy. Got some thick thighs. Maybe she needs to loosen up and tighten the thighs around somebody's head. Okay, I'm being an asshole. All right, let's go.
STDs, pregnancies, all that stuff. I could not do that. That is not me.
Okay, here's a good example for that. It's
Okay.
like my other job is doing stunts. I light myself on fire. Is there a risk to that?
Yes.
But it is an educated risk because I know exactly what I'm doing and I know how long to burn and I know what's going on.
Well, when you're having sex, burning is not a good thing. I know I'm being an asshole, but he's telling the truth. With any risk that you have in your life, there is a risk. The problem with a lot of these people that are so sex averse is they don't mind the other risks that they take with their lives. They just mind this one particularly because they're sex averse. That's it. It's nothing else. It is a danger to get in a motherfucking car and drive across town. It is a danger to eat certain foods. It is a danger to participate in certain other activities. But no, this unique danger of sex and STIs is a unique danger. You are doing shit that with any sane person, driving is something that is insane. Do you ever think that nobody tells you? Nobody has, there are laws, but nobody actually forces you to drive in a lane. There is nothing that is keeping people from veering head on in the wrong way into traffic. It is a dangerous thing. But you worried about touching naughty parts because reasons. But yeah, no, sure, let's go.
Same thing with sex work. These are all educated risks that we take.
That is our job. Our body is what we use for our job, so we take care of it. We get tested, we take care of our health. You know, we are very, very adamant about that.
But I just cannot get on board with our bodies being a product all the time.
But it's
So, and all right, so, damn, she got some big old titty. I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, I'm not watching this because a lot of the young ladies in here look really, really good. I'm not just watching for that. But it's just this whole like, this sex averseness is just totally. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. I don't even see why it was built into the religion other than to control women. But a guy got to make sure he has pure seed and his seed is his, right? Like, that is literally the only reason why. So to make sure that when you pass on the farm, you pass it on to your kid.
Isn't that how every job is? When I was working in retail, my body was a product. I'm lifting heavy things. I'm working in, weird, nasty work conditions. I'm getting...
Like, she's not even listening. Look at that smug ass look like, nah, but you don't get it. My body is pure. Like, really? You're telling me you're not hoarding yourself for a job, making minimum wage, listening to some dumb fuck tell you what to do that has an overinflated sense of self, that you're doing menial, degrading jobs for minimum wage, that you're not degrading yourself in the same way somebody that likes having sex is. Come on now, these are literally adults that like having sex, but it's something wrong with that versus going to a job that you fucking hate for 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day. But that's an honest day's work because reasons.
Injured. Like every job I've had has required physical labor of my time and body, and I'm required to be there.
We all sell our body, just depends on what part.
I mean, but sexual selling is very different from what I do, which is...
What's the difference? What's the like? Okay, let's probably hear. She probably have a difference.
like working as a nurse in a hospital.
But you're selling.
Hey, what's so different from work? Like, and I know nurses. I was birthed into this world by a nurse. They have them cleaning asses, cleaning all types of genitals, cleaning and I know people say, well, that's CNA work. Like, no, it's a nurse. If your patient is unclean and unwell, you have to clean their genital areas. You have to take care of them. And like nurses, yes, nurses take care of people. Like don't give me this shit that your fucking job is so high and mighty and you are helping humanity with taking care of people. Don't give me that shit. You are still fucking taking care of people.
Selling your time, your physical ability, your knowledge and your emotion, because that job is very draining on your physical.
Yes! 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 Anybody that says a nurse isn't physically drained by the job that they do doesn't know nursing.
Your mental health. We're doing the same thing, except we're just showing nudity and pleasure. I'm Nathan Bronson. I am 32. I am a sex worker, and almost 100% of that is doing porn. When I was younger, I had girls tell me I was.
Wait, why does he say almost 100% of that is doing porn? Like, what is the rest of it, dog? What else are you doing? What else are you doing? All right, let's go.
Very terrible in bed, and I had a small penis. I wanted a challenge. I always like doing things that not a lot of people can do. I want to be able to prove that I can do it. So that's why I got it.
Sex work.
So he says that he had a job where women said he was bad in bed and he had a small penis. Like, this goes to show you don't have to have the 8-inch monster to be a porn star, right? Right? Am I right, fellas? I mean, like, I have 12 inches, but like 8 inches, you 4-inch kings. You 4-inch kings. I mean, like, I have 12 feet of penis. No, I'm fucking joking. But no. That's awesome that he took what he felt that people made fun of him for, and actually took it as a strength and took it as a way to grow and try to make himself better. And like he turned out to involuntary celibate people who feels that they have nowhere to go, but that's why they have to try to get people that haven't experiences. You can actually grow and have experiences. It's a thing you can actually do. But let's continue.
Can make the world a better place.
God damn it.
And
God damn it. Like, these two young ladies, I don't know about the guy, because conventionally I can't tell if a guy's conventionally attractive, but these two young ladies are just awesome. They look plain, but in a plain, refined way. And maybe it's the way they carry themselves, maybe it's the way they present themselves as just like, hey, I'm secure about myself. That's what makes them attractive to me. Again, I watched some of this earlier, but this is the shit that this is why we need to have more openness with sex for adults and consenting adults. But like shit like this, just like that confidence that exudes from people like this. But let's go.
I've had so many clients. I had one guy whose wife had died, and he'd only been with her his whole life. And she had just died like a year ago, and he was like, I don't know how to date again. He didn't want to get into the emotional part where he was like interwoven with the new person. And so as baby steps, like he came and saw me as an escort. Or there was another guy who was dying of cancer, and he was like, I'm not in a position where I can get laid on my own, and I don't want to die without experiencing intimacy with another person.
And so I know that there's a discussion in some countries, I believe in the Netherlands or things like that, where they actually have medical sex tourism, where you can actually, I know it was a thing where I saw a documentary where a gentleman who was disabled, he actually was in a wheelchair, and he went to the Netherlands for sex tourism, and it was paid for. I fully support something like that, because what it effectively does is intimacy is a thing and people need it. And I don't see why people would actually shit on people who actually need intimacy. Again, the whole thing of sex work is real work, and some people outside of these entitled as red pillars, that's what we're gonna call them. they need intimacy, and you know, far be it from somebody to say like, oh no, these people like no, like yeah, sex work is actually can be actually therapeutic, and I don't shit on people who feel that that's the only way, and not every sex worker is some uncaring like, oh yeah, give me $20 and go from there. Like some are therapeutic, and I personally wouldn't use a sex worker because I'm a sapiosexual. Let's just not sugarcoat shit. Because I'm a sapiosexual and I need to build a time and relationship. Like, I know that there's things called the girlfriend experience. I'm too broke for that. If you guys want to actually make sure that I can get money so I can do that, you know, you can always subscribe to the channel. I have subscriptions enabled down below. But no. I can't shit on people for actually doing medical sex tourism. It's like people with disabilities or terminal illnesses actually need intimacy too. But let's go.
And I got to be that for him. And just like last year, I looked him up and I found his obituary. Those encounters are what make the job valuable to me. Because this is not just like a casual physical experience, right? Like you're touching somebody's soul, and I am so thankful to have been allowed the opportunity to help the men that I've helped like that.
Well, you touching their soul? You're like, are you snatching their soul? So are you snatching? Okay, let's go.
Sometimes I get the feeling that we save lives. Someone having a bad day, a man might want to be a little violent, but instead, you know, he goes to the strip club, or he watches a little porn, or he, you know, spends time with a provider, and that brings him down and it levels him out, and he...
All right, so this is close to coming on red pill talking points, but I get what she's saying. I get what she's saying that, one, there should never be mandatory girlfriends. No, that's not at all what she's saying. She's saying that when you need that human connection that brings you down, that actually does help, because some people are that hair trigger away from, you know, being violent, and instead of beating somebody up, he's beating the pussy up. Okay. I'm gonna stop with the jokes like that.
He gets that intimacy that he's missing.
I have a suspicion that we save marriages. Like, I saw so many husbands who were like, my wife hasn't touched me in 6, 10, 15, 20 years. And like, I need sexual outlet. And like the fact that they can get it with an escort, like preserves the marriage. Otherwise they would leave the wife and the house and the kids and everything would explode. It's like a controlled release.
Okay, that's, again, this is something that, I mean, like, it was said ineloquently, but this shit is actually true. Like no bullshit. Something like that is actually true. But like, I know a lot of people would actually say that. It's like, oh, why don't you and why won't you just be happy that, you know, you don't have sex or some shit like that? No, some of that shit is actually true. But let's go.
Okay, so I did want to address the idea that you said that you having sex with a husband saved the marriage. I don't believe that's even possible. How can adultery save a marriage?
Says somebody who is a virgin and doesn't understand the dynamics of sex. You don't know what sex is. You think you know. You haven't experienced it. And if you are in a relationship with someone and you're saving yourself for marriage, and you're married, and also you guys get together and you start having sex, and you realize that you're incompatible, or you don't have the sex drive that you think you would have, this is the problem. This is why you don't wait for marriage. I'm sorry. If you're not sexually compatible with someone, why get into a lifetime commitment? Why? If you don't know how this person would actually be, it's not as if We're living in a time where as soon as you become sexual, as soon as you become aware, then you're married off. And you live only to 35. We're not living in that age. That is not the age that we live in. I'm sorry. That just doesn't work that way. But, you know, the Bible says, right? That's what you're going off of. But the big book written by Bronze Age people says this, right? That's what you're going by. And it really only says that women can't have more than one husband. Didn't say about nothing about a man having more than one wife. As a matter of fact, most of the patriarchs in the Bible had more than one wife, and concubines, and servant girls. But, you know, yeah, reasons.
Like, my perception is that this is like an inadequate band-aid to cover a wound that doesn't have another way to heal. And so I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying, yeah, you're correct in your criticism. I would not like to be in a marriage where this was happening without my knowledge.
Notice she said without her knowledge. Like, fuck, yes. Here's the thing. I will say this. Here's the God's honest fucking truth. If you're with somebody in a relationship, you're sexually not compatible, you guys need to have a talk. You guys need to have a talk. And I know it's a taboo subject for a lot of people because they feel, oh no, this is my partner. I care and love them, and I want to actually always please them. Yeah, bodies don't work like that. It's not a mind over matter when it comes to, haha, my body wants you even though I really don't. Like, that's not how that shit works. But let's continue.
But like, I do suspect that the alternative is the destruction of the marriage.
I'm gonna share something. So I looked at porn when I was in 8th grade, and just kind of hearing, it's crazy. I'm getting like a frustration because I'm like, oh man, because it really put me down a bad spiral. And I just started thinking about myself. I started thinking about women really inappropriately. It's because like porn puts this kind of this.
All right, so I'm gonna make a point that Haas made too. Why do people think that porn should teach you about sex? It's acting. Porn is motherfucking acting. It should not teach you about sex. We should have certain things in school that teach us about sex, including, first off, consent. Consent should be taught before any fucking thing. And it shouldn't be started at 12, 13. Consent should be started when somebody gets into school, because you should know when you're comfortable with anybody. There are fucking dances where a girl at, like, in some religious schools, if a girl turns down a boy, she is seen as bad because she turned down a boy and she hurt his feelings. How come she didn't? Like, no, consent is a thing. Excuse me, then. But consent is a thing. If we don't teach consent, the rest of the whole sex ed shit doesn't even matter. But porn is not sex ed. It is not. God damn. I am so tired of people think that the porn is sex ed. Porn is like watching a novella or a soap opera. It is all cheesy, fucked up acting. It is not a real fucking thing. Porn is not sex ed. Porn is watching a piece of entertainment that may have some material utility to it.
This idea in our mind and kind of scares us. I think it scares guys away from actually talking to women. Actually.
Yeah, I also want to like validate the fact that pornography like can cause these effects in people. Like, some people watch porn and they have like a really negative reaction, or like it causes you to feel like this objectification of women that you don't want to experience. And I think it's like really important to like acknowledge that and be like, yeah, maybe some people just shouldn't watch porn. Like, maybe it's bad for them.
Yes, especially if you think that's the way sex is gonna be. Like, no, that's not. Like, oh my god. Like, I know it's a joke about porn star sex, but like, even in cases of threesomes, you never have a threesome like porn star sex be. Like in cases of like just playing around and like, dude, they're doing porn to seem like entertaining. Porn isn't something that is, I'm like, sex isn't something that is all mystical and magical. No, it's full of false starts. It's full of mistakes. It's full of, hey, I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to do that. It's all of these things that happen while you're having sex. And I'm sorry if you think that it is meant to be some kind of like, I don't know, just like magical moment. No. But but we learn all the other stuff from movies and shit, right? Oh fuck, there are people that think romantic relationships are how they are in the movies. Like, no. Oh, okay, we learn how to do sports from movies. Like, yeah, like we can teach a dog how to play basketball from movies, or catch a football, or we can get a gang of misfits from all over town to come together and become the #1 hockey team in the motherfucking country, right? Like, no, we don't believe that shit. So why is it any different from porn? But let's go.
I was watching an interview the other day with Angela White, another porn star, and she said this thing that just fucking blew my mind, where she was like, we don't watch Fast and the Furious to learn how to drive. We don't watch porn to learn how to have sex and intimacy.
Exactly. If you're watching porn to get to get intimacy, first, what the fuck is wrong with you? Porn has two reasons to watch porn: entertainment and utility. But let's go.
Porn is entertainment.
That's so hard though, because so many people.
It's so hard. Okay. Yeah, let's go. But let's hear why she say it's so hard.
Watch it. If that's the avenue they go towards, that's what they're gonna learn from, and then they're
But
going
again,
down a bad
now
path.
you're still.
So, okay, this chick Rudy, and like she thick as hell. Oh gosh, she thick as hell. I would want to make sure that I can explore a few things with Rudy outside of just penetrative sex. But like, yeah, she's so close-minded. Oh my god, she's so close-minded. I don't, how do you be so close-minded and you're a fucking nurse? She says she's a nurse. Okay, I'm being an asshole. Let's go. And she's a nurse and she doesn't realize that porn is not sex ed. I wonder what's in her porn browsing history. Yes, she has a porn browsing history. And they're a part of this. The reason why I actually did this video is the reason why I know she has a porn browsing history. But let's go.
Split that path of like, because we're having sex on camera, it is entertainment.
What would be your solution to be like, if you do have those unsuspecting audiences? Like, is there an advisory? Is there something that says?
No, because it doesn't matter what you do, people are going to find it. Now,
so again, this is one of those things where it's just like, well, it's on porns to regulate and police the fact that people don't think porn is real. And again, you don't go to a Marvel movie and say, I can throw a shield and bounce off trees. You don't do that shit. You don't think like, yeah, I'm gonna go in a radioactive explosion. You don't do that shit. You just know not to do this shit. And for people who think they should do it, well, we have a Darwin award for you. But let's go.
now, what I think, better education, better parents, better teaching, because when it really comes down to it, me doing this job and being chastised for doing something that as an adult that I want to do and I want to strive to do better is a completely different thing.
I'm Rudy.
And she's just a chocolate drop that I would love to taste that rainbow. Oh, okay. Let me stop.
I'm a virgin, and I believe sex is.
She thick too. God damn, like look at this. Look at this. Let me just bring this up right here. Look at this. My girl is thick. Just like I like him. She thick. Thickness. But you have such a backward way of thinking of sex and relationships. God damn it. Let's go.
It's a beautiful thing that God made for two people. I view the sex industry.
Okay, so here's the thing. If sex was a beautiful thing that God created for two people, why do animals do it in all myriad types of ways with any type of another creature that they like? If that's what sex was, I mean, like, I get the naturalistic argument that you see a lot of Christians actually say, but if that is the case, why is there gay sex in nature? Why is it like lesbian sex in nature? Why is it orgies in nature? I mean, like if God made sex that way, then He made sex like that's the type of God that I would convert to. Like for real. Why is it that seriously? Why is it that the male G spot is next to the asshole if gay shit wasn't supposed to happen? Like, why is it that women get more pleasure from clitoral stimulus and G-spot stimulus than they do from actual penetrative sex if sex was made only between man and woman? Like, come on now. We see this shit. Oh, but it's a sin, it's a fouling. Then, again, other animals have that. So did the other animals sin? Did the bonobo sin? Did the gibbon sin? Did the chimpanzee sin like that too? Is that what it is? Is that what happened? No. Sex is like not God-given. But let's go.
As something very taboo and full of people who may or may not have had a different choice or thought of a different option to provide themselves a better life.
That is judging the shit. She is just literally said, well, if you're a sex worker, that's because you was a prostitute out on the street, and you should have had a better choice in life. I'm judging you because sex workers, they're bad people, and they're just sad, and we should feel bad for them. Like listen to that shit again. Hold on, let's go back.
I'm Rudy. I'm a virgin, and I believe sex is a beautiful thing that God made for two people. I view the sex industry as something very taboo and full of people who may or may not have had a different choice or thought of a different option to provide themselves a better life.
She just called them the dregs of society. Like they could have had a better life, and I just let's just say this. Let's just keep it real. That's some shit that people say about black people, right? Like, for real. That's some shit that people say about black people, and how, black people, they could be great, but they choose to be these nasty people and all this other good shit. Like, that is some, like, no lie. That's some shit. That is one of the reasons why that judgmental thing is one of the reasons why I'm no longer a Christian. For real. But yeah, no, let's hear the rest of this shit.
God cares about our sex lives.
I believe that God created sex. Like, we are all sexual beings. I mean, unless you're asexual, I guess.
Oh, that was so fucking condescending. The way that she just said that shit. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. She just said that shit so condescending. Wow. That was condescending as shit. Asexual, I guess. Like, the fuck? Oh, wow. That was condescending as shit. Okay. Alright, let's go.
But sharing that with one person for the rest of my life, like that is so appealing to me, because then I feel like I can like give my fullest self to them, and I would hope that they want to do the same with me.
You ever think that a lot of people feel that way is because they don't have confidence about themselves in bed? Like, I think that is a reason why a lot of these people actually feel this way, because they don't have much confidence in their sexual skills. I know a lot of men feel that way because they feel like, oh yeah, well, I need to get me somebody that doesn't have an experience, so I don't have to try, and two, if I'm bad, she won't know the difference. But I think a lot of women actually feel that way too. Like, for real, they just think they wouldn't be adequate enough to please somebody, so they want somebody with a little experience, or they don't want to feel like they need to grow or learn when it comes to being a sexual being. Like, you know, I say get your count up, either with reps or sets. Meaning that if you're gonna fuck somebody for the rest of your life, start experimenting with a lot more shit, or start having a lot more fun. And no, I'm not shaming virgins. I shame people that feel that they need to look down on other people because they're not virgins. That's what I shame. Well, let's go.
I feel like God is involved. And that's why people thought I was crazy when I said, yeah, I want to be actually praying on my first time. People thought I was crazy.
I've heard, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, I'm coming. Oh, but this is fucking crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yes. If you're praying while you're having sex and it's not just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, then you're doing it wrong. That's not a... Wow. You clearly have no idea. Okay. All right. Yeah. Inexperience shows.
But there's emotion, there's so much more than just action. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good.
I used to be very Christian. I was homeschooled.
Girl, same.
Homeschooled. Yeah. My dad's a professional evangelical debater.
Oh, she was a church girl! She was a church girl! Oh, she's like... But I want to suck a penis. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. She's thinking, but I want to suck a penis. You telling me what? You telling me I can't put my mouth on another person? What? What? All right. Okay, let's go.
Who has a radio
Like
show
an
and writes
apologist?
books. Yes,
Oh,
he's a
God.
Christian apologist. Yeah, I was raised, no kissing, don't hold hands. I was like, till marriage, like absolutely. But there was a sense of like this sexual act is really elevated. Like a lot of it from my frame is that we're like sort of participating in a social ritual where we all like give this act like a huge amount of power, which is like not my deal, but I really resonate with like the strength that can hold.
So she said it right, that so many people give sex too much power. They give sex too much power. And I'm not saying that you should actually you can't be choosy of who you choose to be with or spend time with. No, a lot of people give sex an oversized power to think that, oh, if I am intimate with somebody, then I'm like a use. Like I've heard the analogy that they used to tell in some churches that women, if you, it's like they pass around a cup and then have people spit in the cup and then ask you to do you want to drink after? First, human beings aren't cups, and that's not how that shit works. But like, it's almost a shaming. Like, if you have sex, then you're less than. No, not less than. It's only a shaming thing, and it's just like, it's just sad because how many people has this hurt over the years is this purity culture has hurt. But let's go.
I also grew up Catholic and, grew up in my Catholic shame bubble. I would masturbate and then cry myself to sleep and be like, God hates me and I'm going to hell. I don't know, man. I just kind of opened my eyes to the world and was like, you know what? People are out here raping, they're out here murdering, they're out here doing some crazy ass shit, and this world is fucking awful. I don't think God is down, looking down on the world and seeing all that and going, God damn it, Avery's sucking a dick again, like, another check, like, she's gone, I'm like.
All right, so I actually had something, a little bit of an opening idea about sex with that myself. And here, check it out. Yeah, let me get it. So, when you think the vastness of the universe, how big and all-encompassing the universe is, when you think that our little smote of a dust of a mite of a planet circles a very small, insignificantly small star in the middle ring of a galaxy, that in and of itself is extremely small compared to the monstrous galaxies that we have in our local group. Well, no, I wouldn't say small. It's the second largest galaxy in our local group, and our galaxy itself has 100 million stars, and there are countless galaxies. The fact that some all-present, all-knowing being who's supposed to be responsible for keeping it all together is sitting back and thinking, this motherfucker touching his dick again. For real? And he's thinking about this. He's thinking about big-breasted women again, and he's touching his dick. I'm going to send him to hell because, yeah, I have all this other shit to take care of, but he's thinking about titties again. Yeah. Because reasons.
No. Are you at all worried that by creating porn and all that stuff is feeding into a very real addiction that a lot of men suffer with?
Wait, there are women who are addicted to porn. Like, don't get this wrong. Why do all these people think that sex is only something that women enjoy, or that men enjoy and women don't? Like, this shit, it's irritating. All right, because it sets up this dichotomy that that sex is only there to cater for men and women should only do it to service men and shit like that. This is stupid. All right, but let's go.
The difference there is with like the mainstream porn that I do, yeah, it can be hella skeezy. They give you skeezy storylines and stepmom this and step this, and it gets real skeezy. Okay. Shit. Okay. I want to say something that's like really, really bogus and shit like that. I think Avery and this chick right here, whoever this chick is, I think I missed her name. Like, they would be friends. And unironically, she's like, well, I'm a little bit scared about this, and they would do a lesbian porn scene, like not the actual lesbian porn scene, but like it's like they have a chemistry together, and like I don't know, I just think like this. Okay, so the chick in the gray, like, and I'm sorry because I'm drawing, I'm missing their names, but this chick in the gray, like. I think the reason why she's a virgin, like, I got some different things. Like the guy, I just think that he's Jesus up for Christ, and he may want like Jesus to be there while he's having sex. Read into that what you will. This chick in the gray, it's more. It seems like it's more of a fear,
it's more of a like I just I just feel like it's, and I'm judging based on like just the interactions, but it seems more like a fear or uncomfortableness with sex. And like yeah, the chick in the red, oh, she's ready to pop, but she just thinks she's too good to sully herself with the idea or the audacity of not giving out her vagina to somebody who hasn't decided to make a lifelong commitment to her because she feels she's that valuable. Yeah, I'm judging all three of them. Yes, I am. But let's go.
But then when you take it to the other side of the porn, I can put out the product that I want to. I can help educate people. I can put out ethical porn because I'm making it. My name is Avery. I am 27 years old and I am a sex worker. It's weird because I grew up super, super religious and, used to give chastity talks at church and...
Damn it! This is what I'm talking about. You see those people that are the most vocal about being chaste? They want to fuck. They want to fuck. They want to fuck. That's why I said the chick in the red dress, Rudy, she, man, like, if she get some sexual experience, it may not even be penis that she likes. When she gets some sexual experience, she's gonna be busting it down. Busting it. And this is, like, again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But, man, like, this is Rudy in 5 years. Like, for real. This is Rudy in like 5 years. Because, man, like, you just wait.
Chastise my friends for being sexual, but I actually find that I'm not as bitter towards my religion anymore since I started this work, because somehow it's kind of reconnecting me to it in a way. Just seeing that and hearing from people that I'm putting good out into the world and I'm making the world a better place and I'm making people feel joy and happiness.
I've had trouble in romantic relationships.
Watch what I mean.
Does not do sex work, she's only slept with, I think, 13 people, right?
Okay. So, depending on your experience, 13 is high, sometimes 13 is low. Sometimes it's average. I'm not going to tell my numbers, but I don't see that as a big thing. I was like, okay, 13. Like, okay. And, like, yeah. But it must suck that, especially if he's a sex worker. And, yeah, no. It's already a stigma against men thinking that all they do is think about sex. And he's a sex worker. But yeah, no, that can be fucked up. Let's go.
Which to me,
He's like, that's a lot.
I mean, before I got into the industry, I was over 100 something, so it's a crazy number to me. It's always a very strange thing trying to keep this relationship going in the sense of like what I do, because even it's just their egos, and she has to see me with younger women all the time, and it sometimes hurts her, but it's like just a lot of communication.
For me,
okay, so that's something that does happen when you are. That's something that's happening even when you're not in a sex work. Say if you poly and shit like that, and your partner is mono. Like, yeah, communication is a thing. It's something that you should always strive to do, even if you guys are on the same page sexually. It's still something that always in every relationship, communication is something that you should actually work for.
I am currently in a
God, she got some thick thighs. Oh my God. Okay, I'm tripping.
relationship, and the guy I'm dating, he is actually not a Christian. So I had to have that conversation with him beforehand.
Angie, okay, this is the first time they're showing up. So Angie and Avery would actually be cool friends. Like, I just think that. I just really think that. But yeah, I'm trying to actually understand a way of saying this. If you're a non-believer such as myself and you're dating somebody who's a believer, there can be some things, even if y'all cool as far as understanding that each one believes certain things, some of that meshing, that can be difficult. And I is where I am making light on the fact that she thinks that chastity and celibacy is a thing that she has to adhere to. I don't make light on the fact that it can be some issues that pop up, especially with relationships. So yeah.
Like that because of my religious beliefs, I'm not going to have sex until marriage. He's not only honored it, but he supported it. But it does make it difficult because it's like I want to make him happy, he wants to make me happy, and that struggle of like I guess fighting against our flesh is going to be a little harder. I don't want anyone to see my.
Angie's looking at her like, oh yeah, you want to jump his bones, don't you? Angie is looking at her like, you want to jump his bones, but you scared. That's what she, Avery is looking like you want to jump his bones, but you scared. Like, yeah, yeah. Let's go.
My naked body until they're my
Oh,
husband.
he hasn't seen you naked?
No.
Oh, really? Wow.
He's like, wait, what? I'm naked all the time. Like right now, I have no shorts on. No, I'm joking. I have shorts on. But he's like, what the fuck? He's like, he hasn't seen you naked? What? And this is what I mean about actual fear. And that's when I say, Angie, she seems like she's just uncomfortable with herself. And I get it. And I've ran into people who are uncomfortable with themselves, be it have a low body count or whatever. But it's just like, address that. Because, like, yeah, no. Like, no. Like, and they use religion as a shield to say, well, I want to have sex. Is it just because you're uncomfortable with yourself? If that's the case, cool. We all have things that we're uncomfortable with ourselves about. But that don't mean that you should actually, act like that. But let's go.
Sorry, being naked is just such I just walk around naked. It doesn't. How long have you guys been dating?
It's been a few months.
It was like 3, 4?
Yeah.
And look, here's the thing. They're not judging her. They're actually trying to talk to her in a way where it's just like, yo, like maybe you need some, not some persuasion, but like maybe you just are just uncomfortable with the situation. Like, listen to the way they're trying to address her. Like, yeah, no, like, it's cool. Like, it's not an adversarial thing. And most of us who are free and open with our sexuality are not adversarial to people who are not. That's not a thing. And even I've had experiences where it's just like, yo, like, I totally get it. And, no, I totally get that you may actually have this whole idea of just I get it. I get why people feel that way. But let's continue.
Good for you, girl. Keep that pussy on lock.
And see, that's what I mean.
A lot of people think that we are anti-sex or not sex positive. I don't think that's true at all. I know that I'm a very sexual person. I cannot wait to explore that sexual side.
But you're not a very sexual person. You haven't had sex. That's the whole thing of not being being a virgin. You haven't had sex. You don't know what you like. Oh my God. What if you like more than one? What if you like multiple people? Even if it's you like more than one penis. Like, what? You're not sexual. You think that you're sexual. And I think that I can drive a stick shift. But I don't know I can, so I'm not going to sit back and try to. That's like somebody who was like, oh yeah, I'm going to like this particular car and haven't gotten behind a fucking wheel. Or, you wouldn't trust somebody who hasn't cooked a meal in their life try to cook you the best steak in the world. No. You don't trust people with that. And you don't know. How do you know that you like pork if you've never ate meat in your life? For real. How do you know that? You don't. And And it's no shade to her because I think she believes this, and you know, you really don't know your own self-expression, especially sexually, unless you've been with somebody for a couple of years. And I know, yes, your sexual peak that you have with someone is 2 years. But like people like this, they don't understand that. They think that sex is just magically going to happen, and the way you feel about somebody is going to just materialize the first time that you meet them, and the first time that you have sex is going to be wonderful and awesome, and you know, all this other good shit. But that's not how that works.
Of myself with my husband, but that is something that I want to restrict to just one person, and that's how I want to explore that sexual side of me.
He all geeked about this shit. Like, give him sex ed.
I don't have a romantic issue because with my virginity, because they kind of they admire kind of what I do or my self-control, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Restraint is hot.
Huh?
Question, have you had women who definitely not virgins, maybe not even Christian, come after you because they know you're a virgin, they're trying to steal that card?
Take that card from you.
And how hard do they push?
It's pretty hard.
I've never been in a circumstance where I had somebody I wanted to date who did not want to date me because of my job, ever.
And that's actually true. I've seen people actually say that. Actually, that's something that you do, especially if you poly. You know, you want to make sure that person actually understands where you come from and actually truly understands your take on things. So yeah, let's continue.
Really?
Ever. Because the kind of filters I have in place, like by the time we get to the point where I want to date them, like if they've passed all the other criteria that I have, by that point, all of them are just totally fine with sex work. I don't like people who are possessive at all. I'm very polyamorous.
Yeah.
In the normal world is that people don't date each other because of sex work, but that's just not the reality I live in.
Yeah, this actually, she sounds like she has those boundaries. It's not just like, oh yeah, I just fuck whoever I want to. Like, yeah, it sounds like she has those boundaries.
See, that's my reality. I have a hard time with romantic relationships because, well, I'm a sex worker, and not only am I a sex worker, but outside of work, I self-identify as a whore. Like, I just like to have sex, and I like to experience as many people as possible.
Like, okay, I don't just like her for the fact that she says that she self-identifies as somebody who likes fucking and shit like that. She's confident about it. She's confident about what she does and how she does it, and I get tired of even women that I know that are somewhat comfortable in their sexuality. I get tired of people actually shaming women for liking sex. Sex is fun. It is fun. It is amazeballs. It is fun. It is absolutely just it's fun and it's good to have. The fact of the matter is, more people we should stop shaming women for wanting to have sex or being sexual. I mean, like, it would solve probably 50% of these red pill guys' issues. Instead of shaming women, you encourage women and men to use protection and be safe and just fuck. I'm just saying. Like, I don't get the whole... but let's go.
And when I do find someone that I'm interested in for romantic relationships, that's the package deal. You know, I tell them, like, look, I want to be with you and I want to be in a relationship with you and I care about you a lot, but I also need to be a slut and have sex with people who aren't you sometimes. I've tried dating like other porn performers, and you know, even that gets murky because even with our jobs, jealousy is still a thing. So, you know, I'll be dating a porn star who knows that I'm a porn star, and then they hit me with the, hey babe, I think like maybe you should just start doing like content with girls. Yeah, just do girl, and like maybe threesomes with me and other girls, and like that's it, and change your branding. And I'm like, so you started this romantic
yeah, no. Now that shit is, that's some controlling shit. Yeah, no. Never compromise on your principle as long as it's not self-harm. Never compromise on that. You started this relationship this kind of way, and now you want to change it because because you're just uncomfortable with what I do now. No, I'm not gonna stop. Like, what the fuck? Let's go. Let's go. Either you accept what I was at the beginning or not at all. But come on, let's go.
Relationship with me, knowing exactly what the is down, like who I am, what I do, what I'm about, and you thought that, oh, let me just like wait a few months and then I can like change. You're like, okay, great.
I enjoy masturbation.
Camera right here. Ah! This is another reason why I wanted to do this video. This is the reason why I stopped. It's like, yeah, let me react to this shit. This is the reason why. This shit right here.
Hey, girl. Do you feel guilty?
I think in the beginning, because I didn't know what I was doing and like what I felt about it, the problem is like the Bible doesn't say anything about masturbation. So you're
Look at those cherry picking, just like the cherry red on her fucking dress. Ah, like you have to believe that this woman here is literally the reason why she hasn't had sex is because she thinks she's too precious for it. She thinks her virginity is so precious that she shouldn't just give it away to anybody. Somebody should earn her virginity. That's not how that shit works. And your father's not gonna give me a goat and a fucking farm. So I'm not gonna give your father a goat and he's not gonna give me a farm. So that's not how that shit works. That's not how this shit works. Oh my god, you are worth way more than fucking 30 pieces of gold or silver or some shit like that. And this, yeah, no, like, no, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Like, take that high opinion of yourself and turn it down, way down. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because you feel that you're more valuable than anybody else. For real, you have the same value as these sex workers. You have the same value as somebody who out there and fucking for free. You have that same value. You are not more valuable than any of these other people. And that's the thing. You have the same value that you look down on these sex workers for. The same value. So if you think that they have less value, that there's no value at all, you have that same value because we all are human. And that's the sad part about it. Is the reason why she hasn't fucked yet, maybe it may be because of fear, but she thinks she's more valuable than the sex workers. She thinks she's more valuable than people that have sex. That's her problem. Oh, it's okay to masturbate and I can pleasure myself all I want to, but I'm a virgin. If you think that sex is something that should be kept for marriage, all pleasure from sex should be kept for marriage. No, but you don't think that. You just think you're better than these other people. But let's go.
you're always like, this is the world of gray, and then.
But religion says something about masturbation. So, like, does your religion say anything about masturbation? Is nothing?
It's more about like generalized sexual immorality. So I didn't feel like masturbation was immoral of me. Like I felt like, oh, this is just
cherry
getting
picking
to know my body and what I like, and then hopefully pass it along to a great guy.
Yeah, I remember when I was Christian and I was trying to figure out if I should masturbate. I would like consult the Bible quite a lot. I would like Google, you know, like, is it okay to masturbate for women? And there was no resources for women at all. It was like men have.
because the Bible doesn't care about women's opinion. They only care about women popping out babies. That's all they care about. That's all the Bible cares about. That's all it cares about. Women, you better pop out them babies, and if you die during childbirth, oh well. At least we got a male heir for these other motherfuckers, right?
their lusts. And I felt like a crazy pervert because I'm like, oh, I have all these urges that women apparently don't have. I ended up deciding that, okay, lust is a sin, but the masturbation itself isn't. So that if I engaged in the physical act without like having any sort of mental process going on, then that would be okay by God.
Yeah, no. Let's go.
I'm surprised that you.
Oh, I got answers. I got answers for you.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to say this. Do I enjoy masturbation? I really don't enjoy masturbation because I don't enjoy self-masturbation. Do I do it? Fuck yeah, because sometimes you need to bust. But when it comes to like pleasuring somebody while they're pleasuring me, that's just my thing. But I enjoy more touching somebody and having them touch me than me touching myself. Now, if it's one of those times where I have to get a good jerk in, oh, that shit feels good. Especially when I'm stressed out, a good jerk would actually... I may actually do a good jerk once I finish motherfucking streaming today. But, god damn it. Anyway, let's hear this shit.
One of the things is because I have to save my load to use at work, which is a little graphic, but that's really what it is. So one of the things I have to do, because I'm doing 2 scenes a day, so I can't jerk off. I can barely have sex with my fiance most of the time because I'm doing the job. I'd much rather take that time, go give pleasure to someone else, and actually see that look on someone's face that I gave them an experience.
I would totally disagree with the idea that masturbation isn't sin. I feel like
Oh my god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh wow! Wow! Oh wow! Fuck! I'm putting this on YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm putting this shit on YouTube. I was gonna just leave this on Twitch, but I'm putting this on YouTube. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Let's hear his reasoning.
there's something that happens. I don't know, like it's just so hard to
Right, 'cause
explain
I'm
because
curious.
it's so.
I would ask like what is it like to you about touching your own body that and you know making yourself feel that type of pleasure? What makes that a sin?
But it's like with me, I just see that God is so high and mighty that like the reason why maybe I keep on messing up because there's moments of I'm sexting, I'm doing things and you're like, what? How would you do that? But the thing is, it's like
oh my god, he actually feels shy. He's sex averse. He is literally sex averse. Oh my god. Wow. Okay.
yeah, I mean, and the thing is understanding that like I'm not God, but also understanding that like I want to be more Christ-like. Yeah, progress in my
Do you
faith.
masturbate?
Yes, I have, yes.
Do you do it regularly?
There's moments where it's probably once a month.
Oh.
What do you guys do when you feel those impure thoughts and you think about it and you want to masturbate because that's your direct correlation to what you're doing?
I call a friend and kind of like, because the thing is
You got
like,
a friend like that? That's
Do you tell
awesome.
your friends why you're
A masturbation buddy. Oh, I really thought. I didn't think. I know the Mormons made a video. Excuse me, the Church of Latter-day Saints made a video, but like, if I'm calling a friend because I need to masturbate, it's not stopping me from masturbating. Okay, that sounded weird. That sounded weird. And like, no, like for real. Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm not calling my friends to prevent myself from masturbating. I'm sorry. That's no, like no, and like. Yeah, okay.
or do you just call for distraction?
I call, well, it's calling kind of be like, hey, this is happening right now. I need some prayer because this could get bad. This could be bad because it's like and it's really unhealthy. It's very unhealthy.
if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna actually grace you with the video, and I want you guys to actually here. I'm gonna grace you with the video, and let's actually do it. We're gonna actually do it. Hold on. I know I just actually here. Let me look at my history. I have a sneaking suspicion. Let me see. Let's see. If you haven't seen
I'm not into
this,
the idea of two guys getting together and having sexually, doing things with each other sexually. As far as me doing any of that kind of stuff, I fill my mind with the Word of God. I retain God in my thoughts on this particular topic. And the Holy Spirit was constantly reminding me about God's Word. And it keeps me away from that.
Oh, God. I'm not supposed to like this. I'm not supposed to like this. Holy Spirit, you're supposed to remind me. I'm not supposed to like this. Oh, fuck, True, you look so good right now.
oh God,
Holy Spirit,
oh God.
fill my mind up with good thoughts of Jesus. Oh, God, look at that banana. Oh, God, Jesus. Oh, God, Jesus. I got it all over myself again.
Oh God, yes. All right. Oh God, this is what I think of, and I know that's a fucked up situation, but this is what I think of when I hear that. Oh, we need to pray. Because I need to pray these thoughts away. Oh, Holy Spirit, I'm not supposed to like this. Oh, Jesus, fill my mind up. I'm not supposed to like this. Oh, God, this is going on YouTube.
Healthy of me.
And if you're in a good church community, you have prayer warriors, and that helps immensely, no matter what you may be struggling with.
Being a virgin has shaped me in a way of separating myself from the rest of the pack. So
so it's a superiority thing. Oh, good. So I can shit on you for you thinking that you're better than somebody because you're a virgin. Like, yeah, no, I'm better than you because I've kept my penis to myself. Like, literally, that's how this shit sounds.
stopped watching porn based off of a flick that I watched. That just made me just stop completely. I like intimacy, and I've realized that porn doesn't give me the intimacy.
Okay, cool, dog, I'm with you. Porn does not give you intimacy. Masturbation does not give you intimacy. But being sex averse and saying that you want Jesus to be in a room while you're having sex, I mean, like, of course you believe he's always in a room and you want to pray, that's not the answer, dog. Yes, there are some of us who can't just look at a woman like, yeah, I want to just bed her, just want to bust her down and all that other good shit. There are even men that's like that, like, oh no, I just need to, I need to connect. But this whole thing of just like sex is bad, like, come on, dog, come on. You're being harmful to yourself. You're thinking that sex is bad and harmful is a fucking problem. But let's continue.
That I'm searching for.
The sex industry is sexist.
Oh, fuck. Of course they're gonna say that shit.
the sex divide is way different in our industry. Women get paid a lot more.
It's actually, the sex industry is I think it's one of like 2 industries in the world where women make more than men.
Yeah.
Everyone's objectified kind of, because the men y'all are reduced to your penises.
Oh, yeah,
No one even really knows who the men are, but I know so many people who recognize penises. You know, we have to cater to these fantasies for fans, and there are sadly a lot of, it's a broad reflection of how the world is.
And she's speaking nothing but truth. Like this is actually very true. And the fact of the matter that the way that we've produced porn is very, very toxic. It leads to this belief that women are there just to serve men. It leads to a belief that porn is just for the male gaze, and that's a problem. That is definitely a problem.
Out in the broad world, there's a lot of men who want to see women get beat and had sex with brutally and just brutally taken, and that's what they want.
That's where I'm thinking the sex industry is sexist, because women in general and the different aspects of the sex industry, I feel like.
But you're a virgin, you haven't had sex. You don't understand what sex is. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Not every man is what they appear to be in porn. Like porn is not a teaching tool. It's not. That's a problem. And you know what would actually help you understand more about sex? You actually opening it up and enjoying it, and not sitting back in your and again, I'm actually hearing fear from this. For you to actually think that the sex is really just like porn is not sex. It's not real life. And anybody who's had a measured amount of sex will realize porn is not sex. The lighting isn't as good. Okay, let's go.
Are viewed as less than.
They are. And for me, the one turnaround of it though is where we take our power back. We enjoy, filling out those fantasies and those role plays to take power over it. The other night I was having sex with a man, and he's like having sex with me, and he puts his foot on my face and is like stepping on me while he's having sex with me. And you see your face.
What type of how do you maybe he's flexible, and this is one of the reasons why OnlyFans is a thing, and them actually try to shut the shit down it's trash. This is the reason why the Sappa or Kappa things that shut down Craigslist's personal section it was bad, because basically it starts putting the hands back into these big porn studios where a lot of people aren't really taken care of or respected properly. So yeah, no, this is why OnlyFans is actually a great thing. And I hate that Patreon actually took their sex part off. They shouldn't have actually done that. And we need to get over this stigma when it comes to sex. But let's continue.
My face, I was in heaven. I was there trying to lick his feet, and I was just like, this
oh,
is
she was
awesome,
liking that shit.
I get to explore this in a safe manner that is controlled by me.
Of course porn is designed for men. It's not because we don't like women. It's because men are visually stimulated and way more likely to spend money on porn. This doesn't feel like an issue to me. This feels just like the natural way that we are. I remember when I had my very first escort session where I had sex with my first man for money. Going into it, I was super nervous because I had this background feeling that I was gonna feel gross or violated or exploited in some way, a little bit of a fear. And then I remember I went through the session and I left, and I was walking down the street with a couple $1,000s in my pocket because I charged very high rates. And I was like, who exploited who here?
Yes! You get him, queen! Yes, queen! Yes, queen! Okay, I'm being an asshole. Let's go. We almost finished. I guess I'll do some gaming later.
I feel incredible. And I remember feeling...
Respect.
I remember feeling angry at society. I was like, why did they tell me this would feel bad? I feel so good. And it's at that point, it's I don't know, when we talk about sexism in the industry, you could very easily argue it goes the opposite way. I grew up in a very conservative culture that expected me to become a housewife, but it turned out to be that I was a sex worker instead. I got to escape that sort of life where I was working minimum wage jobs for with not a lot of prospects. My family is not supportive of my professional choices. I'm definitely performing an immoral action in their eyes. I am degrading myself and my sexuality in their eyes. I associate it very strongly with freedom, like being able to have access to a lot of different choices, to make a lot of money that I never would have had the opportunity to have before.
All sex work should be legalized in America.
From all the statistics I know of, like, let's say Australia, and this is from just the knowledge I...
All right, when they say all sex work, I literally just mean like consenting adults. I actually believe that consenting adults should actually, that should all be legalized. I do. Like, it would get rid of the sex slavery. It would get rid of the underage shit, because when you regulate the shit and not just push it off into the corner, where you wouldn't have these people who are shipped over here and forced to work in sex slavery and shit like that. I think it should be legal. And I think he's about to make that same case.
I've learned from that. Apparently, sex work has actually decriminalized a lot of places. So if you legalize...
Okay, a 2000 in here. Let's go. We're going to actually make this bigger for him. And this is the point that I think he's trying to make. In 2020, research on migration, sex work, and trafficking showed that in Australia, improved legal migration pathways and decriminalization of the sex industry and improved access to information and support for migrant sex workers are key to reducing heavier forms of labor exploiting, including human trafficking. This is what he's talking about.
All sex work, you kind of take away that human want in making it so it's just available if you want it. And also, if you make it available just like prostitution, making that available, you have to make people go through screening. You have to make people get tested. So everyone's going to, STDs might even go down.
There's a difference between decriminalizing sex work and legalizing it. Legalizing it means obviously the government is going to be into it. They're going to be able to set up health regulations, which can definitely help sex workers. Decriminalizing it just means that you as a sex worker cannot be arrested for what you do. I personally don't believe that legalizing it is beneficial, because even in those countries where it is legalized, it correlates to higher rates of sex trafficking. I know I'm not supposed to, yes.
Wait, countries, like, these are two, like, here's what she said. Let me just give both sides. Countries with legalized prostitution are associated with higher human... Notice the word legalize. Notice the word legalize, not decriminalize. Are they playing semantics? Is she playing semantics?
And I would have thought that it wouldn't have been that way, because otherwise I would have agreed with you. I would have said yes, it should be legalized, because then we can have all these.
Wait, when he actually had? I mean, it's actually put in the study. It was a 2020 study. Hold on, let's actually look at that. Let's see. Wow. I'm looking. You almost late. We almost over the stream. Wow, did I just really misspell that? All right, let's do. All right, so does legalized prostitution increase human trafficking? The paper investigates the impact of legalized prostitution on human trafficking flows. According to the economic theory, there are two opposite effects of unknown magnitude. The scale of the effect of legalized prostitution leads to expansion of prostitution market, increasing human trafficking, while the substitution effect reduces demand for trafficked women as legalized prostitutes are favored over trafficked ones. Our empirical analysis of the cross-section of up to 150 companies shows that scale of the effects dominate the substitution effects. On average, countries where prostitution is legal experience larger reported human trafficking flows. Many authors therefore cause the wait. Huh. That's 2000. Let's actually go back. So this is 2014. This is 2021. Let's see. Some anti-trafficking advocates, activists, and organization claims that legalizing prostitution adversely affects the well-being of sex workers, including their vulnerability to trafficking. Others claim the contrary, which is consistent in the conventional understanding that bad actors and organized crime members thrive under conditions where a commodity or service is being criminalized, not legalized. Are there claims that the evidence does legalization affect the well-being of sex workers or impact the level of human trafficking into the country? If so, what are the effects? When the elected officials debate changes to prosecution laws, they have what kinds of data should inform their decisions? This essay examines the evidence of the two sources, large multinational correlation studies and in-depth cases studies. I will argue that the latter provides a far superior evidential basis on which formulate public policies. Here, let me just do this. And there we go. All right, so the data, the analysis, the authors use aggregate human trafficking figures, combine labor, sex, and other kind of trafficking in their attempt to assess whether prostitution laws make the difference. The variables are clearly mismatched in asserting whether a legal regime is related to the incidence of trafficking. It's obvious that the figures on sex trafficking alone should be used, not the total of all trafficking. Chow downplays the mismatch in another paper. Prostitution is closely linked to human trafficking because sex trafficking is a purpose of prostitution. So, oh wow. So, this study, this data actually just depends on, it's not if sex trafficking goes up, it's human trafficking. So, quite literally, if you're in a country that legalized prostitution, if people are being smuggled in because, oh yeah, they're migrant workers that we need to pick our fucking fields or shit like that, no, that's still counted against sex trafficking. That shit makes no sense. That is a correlation, but not a causation. And they got called out on it. But people hear this shit and they're so averse about sex that they think, oh no, this isn't true. We're clearly here. What did this guy's study say? Remember, what am I at now? 2303. A research on migrant sex work and trafficking showed in Australia that improved legal migration pathways, the decriminalization of the sex industry, and the improvement access to information. So you have to do all of them at once. You have to do all of them. What's up? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna play tonight with you, Mutant. I am gonna play tonight. But, like, for real, this is the shit that really kind of gets me. This mismatch of what the facts and fucking data is, all to suit your fucking narrative. It makes no fucking sense. But let's go.
I would have said yes, it should be legalized, because then we can have all these regulations in place to make it safer for sex workers.
But see, if you had a governmental body going through, just like if you went to a
OSHA!
restaurant, there's an A on the door saying like food handlers, right? Then it would be, this is a building that is regulated. We have people coming through to make sure everyone coming through gets tested this many times. And you coming in, you have to be tested the day before to actually get checked in.
I guess that assumption is based on if everyone who is in sex work would go the legal route, because not everyone would. When there's government involvement, what does that mean? Taxes. Not everyone wants to have taxes. That's why in New Zealand it's decriminalized, but there are no regulations to keep anyone in that whole situation safe.
I was just on the disagree side because I don't think.
All right, so let's hear why the other porn actress was on a disagree. But let's go.
It should be legalized. I think it should be decriminalized.
Okay.
I don't want the government anywhere near sex work. I don't want the government controlling it, taxing it, making it to where they legalize it, but they're still going to put loopholes around that puts us in even more danger. I also think sex work should be decriminalized because as long as it's criminalized, we're at the mercy of the cops, and the cops are the biggest threat to female.
So she's on even further left than him, but I get what she's saying. I that's why she didn't step up. But yeah, let's go.
Sex workers specifically, almost every female sex worker I know who's had an encounter with the cops has been raped by the cops.
Sex is the ultimate form of intimacy.
See, this is the shit that I was saying. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So let's just point out this. The chick in the gray. And if you just catching up with the video, where have you been? I've been streaming for the last hour and 45 minutes. No, okay. But this is what I don't get. The chick in the gray, she actually, I think that most of her issue with the reason why she's still a virgin is the fact that she's fearful of maybe her performance, maybe she's uncomfortable with her body. I really think that, but like I think she's ready to motherfucking pop. Like she gives me all the signs of somebody who is averse to sex because she doesn't have confidence in herself or she's unhappy about it. Like, and this is just my speculation, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with her because she got some thick thighs that needs to save some lives. But like, it's just like, oh my god, like no, like sex is a mechanical thing that you do, and yes, it does require some intimacy. And like, yeah, no, fuck, like, why do people hold this shit? And dude, yeah, I want Jesus to be in a room when I'm having sex. I want to pray while I'm having sex. Oh, you know he's fucking awkward. Like, okay, let's go.
Time. I just don't want anyone else other than my husband to ever see me in that vulnerable state. It's too precious to me, and how can you get more, at least physically intimate than that? You can get more emotionally intimate, I'm sure, but
yeah, that intimacy with someone else. And it's crazy because we're waiting for that, we're waiting for that and wondering what that's going to be like.
Now the chick in the red, Rudy, the reason why, and again, like, this is the reason why I think that she just thinks she's too good to give trash her virginity. She just feels like she's too good to give trash her virginity. Cause it's not about intimacy, it's not about her husband, it's like trash. Want to take my gift of virginity? Like, yes. Let's go.
As a nurse, I've seen, 94-year-olds in the hospital, and just like the intimate relationship that they've had with their spouse still carries forward. Like, people who are quadriplegic, people who no longer can speak, who are more nonverbal, just seeing the dedication day after day, like their visitors, their family members coming in. It's just really nice to see that you can have a circle of different types of intimacy with companionship and the trusting relationship and the physical part of it.
Intimacy is moments in time, moments between people. I've had intimate moments, like I had an intimate moment with you today. Now, was it the most intimate thing I've ever done? No. So I think those moments where you're there with someone willing to die for that person is way more intimate than anything we can find sexually, because sex is something that's gonna happen. When you guys start having sex and start being in there with your partner, it's like you want that to last forever. You want that moment, but it's not the thing you would die for.
And why is it that these people that hold virginity in such high hopes don't understand intimacy? They don't. They just have this concept and idea that sex equals intimacy. No, it doesn't. And this is the shit that pisses me off. That people that hold like this chastity in such high regard. Now, you can say you don't want to share your body with everybody, but just to think of it as some grand trophy, some grand reward bestowed on somebody who is willing enough to commit to you for the rest of their life, or really until they feel like not being around you anymore. That's something that's great. That's something that's great. Because reasons. That's why it's great. Because reasons. But let's go.
God, you would die for God. That's an intimate thing. That sexual moment is not. You would die for her for other reasons, not for sex.
Damn it! The porn star kills it.
That was good.
Bye.
Oh wait! Don't hug him too tight. Don't hold him too tight. Oh shit! They had an intimate moment. Don't hug him too tight. All right. Oh God. All right. Oh God. And Mutant, people like this wouldn't understand that. They wouldn't. And it's just like, this is going up on YouTube. I had just came on to just try to do a video and respond to this shit. Because religion. That's the reason why. Because religion. The reason why it's so hard for them to understand is because religion. That's all it is. It's because religion. It's because they've been indoctrinated from the time that they've been told, like, no, you should cover up because that's only like no shit. There are people that tell their 2-year-olds cover up because you should only save your body to be for your spouse later on. Yes, it's indoctrination that starts. Instead of teaching their 2-year-olds that never let somebody touch you without your permission, they are so hard up on saving yourself for marriage that it doesn't make sense. And like there are friends of mine that have to deal with 30, 35, sometimes 40 years of this indoctrination of thinking that sex is bad unless it's with your husband, then it's magic. It is harmful, and it does things to people, and it makes them feel like less than. And it's only pressured this much for women because reasons. And it's sad. And it's so sad. It's not in a sense of just like, I pity these people. No, my heart goes out for people like this who have been indoctrinated to think that, yeah, sex, you should be selective of who you have sex with. True. But just to think that you're less than for having sex? Oh, no, this is sad. And I'm sorry. I don't see what's the purpose in mentally scarring these people. They are mentally scarred. They're mentally hurt from this shit. And it's bad. Look, look. And coming from somebody who has a daughter who doesn't want her hurt or abused or mistreated by men, woman, or MB that she happens to like from the future, in the future, I couldn't teach my daughter chastity. I can only teach her safety. I can only teach her consent. I can only teach her how to, for people to actually, for her to give her consent. But this shit of just brainwashing people to think like if you have sex before marriage you're bad, that is harmful. And I hope there's a turn in religions that they just stop treating, because it all falls down to punishing sluts and stop treating their women like they're properties. And no, like that's the thing. Like no, like we need to stop this shit. We need to stop this shit. If you're concerned about STIs, cool. We can have that conversation. If you're concerned about heartbreak and shit like that, that can happen if even if you don't have sex. But this whole idea that people are dirty or filthy or less than because they're not pure, we need to stop this shit because it's nothing but harmful. It's nothing but harmful. And then you get like I said, this chick Rudy, you can tell like, oh well, nobody says a woman can't masturbate. Oh, like it's more of a thing with her that she thinks she's too good not to give it to somebody who deserves it. And she thinks she literally has said in that video, you can go back and watch it. She literally said that the sex industry is full of people that just didn't have a better choice and didn't make another choice. And wow, when you think that like yeah, I don't know. But anyway, guys, I got some artwork, some line work going, and I need to like start working on this. I've kind of been stuck on this for the last week or so, a week and a half. I need to actually work on it. And here, let's show that picture one more time. Here, let's go to that artwork one more time. And we're gonna actually pop this window back down. I actually want to get like probably like 2 more characters in it, just to like reflect what I want to do. But yeah, no, still working on this, and gotta work on the head and the face. I may change this outfit, but I don't know. That's gonna be, I'm gonna be working on it. But anyway, if you haven't done so, tonight, I'm not gonna be streaming tonight, but I'm gonna be on Mutant Stream. I think 7 you said, right? Where you're gonna be streaming Slipgate, and I'm actually playing on my PS5 today. So yeah, that's gonna be a fucking thing. In here, let's actually go back and let me bring up the Discord. All right, cool. And that's 7. What I'm in Central, so what? 8 my time. I should be 8 my time. Yeah, 8 my time. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna cut it away right here. Thanks everybody for watching. This will be up on YouTube because I have to put this on YouTube. Make sure you, if you haven't yet, hit that follow button if you're just watching, and go subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as we do it every time, take it away, Richard.
What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah. I'm probably afraid of that because then people don't hate each other. Then people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other. They find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy. I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that too. That some of these guys really want to promote racism? actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism, you know, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, you know, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white. I'm gonna use
Yeah,
this.
right. Absolutely.
Get this job. I'm hungry, you know. But and that separates people. So they keep people separated, and that keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's as simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but.
Now, all right, you and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things?
You can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you're like the people that are in power. To me, I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, people that get to become executives become like the people that were already executives.
I don't know, maybe...
They go in with good intentions, but it eats them up. It's like a cesspool, you know, it just gets on you and it starts
The system
eating.
levels them.
Pretty soon it's all gone.
Is that what a cesspool sounds like?
Yes.